very right. The Rebbe starts the Maimer, Lahavin, zu verstehen. It's in Yiddish. The sign of those years, yeah. Lahavin Maimer Azal? Yeah, but the Rebbe doesn't have so many Lahavins, but other Rebbeim, especially in the earlier days, there's a lot of Lahavins. Huh? That what? Are you saying that there's no Durmasal by the previous Rebbeim? Yeah? I had some of the Durmasal. So it's very interesting to see that the Rebbe starts like, there is Lahavins, verstehen, but Maimer Azal, yeah. Very geschmack to hear the Rebbe say the Maimer.
It's actually the Maimer.
Huh?
In this case, that's actually the Maimer.
You're able to hear the actual Maimer?
No, it's just the Ramascha, it's actually...
To verstehen.
So I'm saying the Maimer is actually about this.
You're saying the Maimer is to verstehen, the Maimer is Chazal. That's the Maimer. That's what the Maimer does, yeah. Because what's taka the beer? It's taka nach Shoshan Purim. Oh, so there was someone once said that what's the happiest day of the year? What's the happiest day of the year? Chayr Purim, eh? Chav Tes Tammuz. Because Mishanichnas Adar Marim B'Simcha, and it never says to stop. Right? It's constantly Madlam HaKodesh, and then Rosh Chodesh Av. You go down a bit. Matim B'Simcha. It's better in the Sikha, of what was it? We spoke about it a lot all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. What's the beer? What's the beer? Lahavin Maimer Azal, Kol HaMoyedim Nasidim Libatel, Yemei HaPurim Einam Teim Loidel. Everything's going to be Nisbatel. Purim won't be Nisbatel. Right? And according to one of the opinions, Yom Kippurim also. Like it's in the Tevetz Yom Kippur. According to one opinion, it's doima enough to Purim that it also won't be Nisbatel. What's the pshat? So what's taka the beer? Why isn't it Nisbatel? Right, so the Kudus beer, the Pashta in the Kudah, they says right in the beginning, is what? Which is what's the beer? The lost love is going to be such a gila likos, mela biyachas to this gila yishraga betira mayan. Everything's Nisbatel. Right? It's like taking a candle out in the middle of the sunlight, in the middle of the day. Okay, Mashenkin Purim is Vas. Why?
It's a very big Gili.
So what's the word? That it's bigger than the Gili of Yemei Mashiach? Well, what's the actual beer? Nach the ganze Maimer, Geschmack Maimer.
Bigger than?
Fast Teyer, fast Mare, Esther,
Esther is bigger than the Gili?
What's the beer? Why won't it be Nispatel? What's the word? When Mashiach comes, the Moedim will be Nispatel. Purim won't be Nispatel. So what does Nispatel mean? Nispatel means, Azoi, Pasha, say, we come on Shabbos, Yom Tiv, we feel down there. Yeah, it's different heritage, there's different Gilal Likos in the world. It's a Hecher Etov. When Mashiach comes, Yom Tiv, Rosh Hashanah, Sukkot, Pesach will be like every month and Understick. Now, it's not a zilzul in Pesach. It's an aliyah in every month and Understick. Every day we'll be on a high. We'll be a tremendous Gilal Likos. Okay, so what's going to be? So what's the vart? What's going to happen for him? Even greater Gilui than Mashiach? Is that the word? It's maybe another place that's the Mashmaz, not in this Maimer. It's Nimshach and Kev. That's the Pashas didn't cut, yeah? And it's Nimshach and Kev. It's all the way to the end of the Maimer. That La'asid Lava, with all the great Gilui that are going to be there, Bebechi Avoy. We're first going to cry, in other words, it's Mavur, right? And there's a few Amarim, Pinacha, from the Rebbe, especially, where's I think, which one? But Chavhei, I believe, it speaks about Barichas, yeah? That Mashiach is Rav and Melech. Right? Mashiach is Rav and Melech. What's the Kud of Rav and Melech? On the one hand, he's going to give us tremendous inyonim in Pashas, but he'll teach us to say this in Torah. The deepest inyonim, Nigla Chassidus. And it's going to be moving in Tamidas, in our Seichel, Biz, and even from the Ear, even. So that's Rav. So that's Hashpah B'derech Pnimi. But then there's Melech. What's in the Kud of Melech? Melech is Makif. There's certain inyonim that even Mashiach, the greatest teacher, the greatest human being ever, and even Yidden on the highest level that they are, there's certain inyonim Mashiach can't explain to us. Because even in Mashiach, it's going to be Makiftik. And the only way Mashiach will give it to us, will be Mashpiyah to us, is by Derech Makif. Just like a Melech. Just like a Melech is the whole Derech Hashpah of a Melech is Who tziva, right? The melech makes it tziva. Oh, Malka Akar Torah. It's a derech makif. He's not nislavish opinions. Even of Ratzin, he's Megala is Ratzin. The same thing over here. Mashiach's gilui of these inyanim that are derech makif, that are l'mayim mitamadas, it will be niskalatos b'derech makif. Now, these inyanim are a much higher level than what's b'derech makif today. Whereas the regular inyanim that we connect to b'derech makif today, we'll be able to understand b'tamadas then. We're talking on very, very high levels. Well, taka be nisala. Kulam yedu oisi, yasigu das bayram, kivikecha adam, right, etc., etc. You saw chacham gedolim. We're going to have the tremendous inyanim musber to us, but there's a limit. There's certain inyanim that are going to command the yom mechasim, right? We're going to sort of drown it. It's going to be makif us. So kum deis and the chayra, that's in the kodis that we're talking about over here in the Mashiach. That the real high and tremendous geluyim of Yemais Mashiach, they're gonna confound us. We're gonna be nispatel to them. We won't be able to internalize them. But Bechi is right when such a great gilu you can't handle it. You start crying. You don't have kalim for it or Meiser Moichin. Purim on Zayda from Zagin. Is these tremendous giluyim? I'm not talking about the regular giluyim of Purim, because if it's a regular giluyim, also Mashiach is going to be giluyim that are niskala to us and that make sense to us, and we're kabbalah in kalim. The word is that Mashiach is going to be in yonim shalomayim mitamadas and legamre. But there's arguing that Purim, even the highest giluyim, will be niskabel by us in kalim. So sort of there's going to be this like one day a year where everything's going to make sense. Right, which is a fascinating take and twist of Purim, because with Pashtos and Dafke Chassidus Retzich, Purim is Ad Liyad. Purim is Bittul, Mesiras Nefesh, and Ganzen is Batel. It does sagt man this Nekuda that, but at the end of the day, what's the Nekuda, what's the Chiddush of Purim? The Chiddush of Purim is that it's a Yoi Mishta V'Simcha. Yeah, it's the word in Torah that Yom Kippur, Sof, a yid has to be tzam, a yid has to fast, a yid has to go out of their kalim, and Dafke Purim, it's the ultimate slapshus in kalim, mishta v'simcha. And the way the Rebbe is medayik, that there's 4 mitzvahs on Purim, but there's a chiluk yisoidi between mishta v'simcha and the other 3 mitzvahs. The mitzvah mikra megillah, matanis lev yoyin mishleich manis, is to do it one time. Mikra megillah twice, by night and by day. You do it, and that's the mitzvah. The mitzvah is to do it once, or to give it to one heavy, to do 2 of yoinim, or to one manis to a person. Mishta v'simcha, the Lashon HaPasuk is Yemei Mishta v'simcha, and then Mishleich Manis is right. The day, it's a day of Mishta v'simcha. Right, the entire day, 24 hours of Purim is Yemei Mishta v'simcha. Your yoytze for the entire 24 hours by even if you do a small suda. But the choyba is a kol hayoyim. The whole day is a day of Yemei Mishta v'simcha. So the toichin of the day is a day of Hamshachas Eiris B'Kelim, Mishta v'simcha. Right, and this goes into the entire sugi of Adl Yada ben Arham and Baruch Mordechai. I'm going to get into the whole. Maybe doesn't really go into it, but then it could. What is talking the word of Purim? Is the word Adl Yada? Is the word the complete shichros and the nekuda of Yitzia Mea Kelim? But then, as Chassidus asks, like, well, is that the kunz that there's no Arham and Baruch Mordechai? You don't need a yid to not know the difference between good and bad, right? And with all the different Biur Chassidus, but sometimes it comes to a place where there's Purim. There's on one hand it's Adl Yada, it's complete bittul, and that's connected to the Mesiras Nefesh V'Siratzich Dog and Ganzen L'Mayim Mitamadas. Mitzad Sheni, and even in that place. And dafka in that place, a person comes to a much deeper akara in Arar Haman and Baruch Mordechai. A much deeper akara that you can't, in regular kelim, in a regular ma'imid u'matzah, you can't come to that akara of Arar Haman and Baruch Mordechai. That's in the lashon of a few sichos and mamarim. There's Arar Haman and Baruch Mordechai mitzad ha'atzmos. Right? The Pashas Arar Haman and Baruch Mordechai, the Ratzin for Teiro mitzvahs is in the Darga of Ratzin, or in the Spheres, in Chachmas Hashem, Ratzin Hashem. but mitzad the Eibishter is v'chiich paslei, right? Mitzad the Eibishter himself, mitzad atzmos, there's no rules. V'chiich paslei im shachat mina tzavra mina oiref, right? There's Eibishter kir. Okay, I'm not going to go into that sugya, but right? Mitzad the Eibishter himself, hecher von simtzum l'cheire. There's no netiya to kedusha, to yidden, and that's how Haman thought he could win. Famous Maimar al Kinkaru. But dafka over there, dafka mitzad atzmusei, there's a much deeper chibur to Torah mitzvahs. There's a much deeper chibur to yidden. Mitzad b'chira. Now, in order to deher as an nekuda, you have to come to a place of adla yada. In other words, it's not a regular akaris. And under the verte, the word of Mishnah v'simcha is. The Adla Yada is not leaving oneself. It's an expanded consciousness. You could hear, you could learn some chassidus if you want, yeah?
What?
You could learn some chassidus. You could sit by the shir.
Learn Kid's Rambam.
This Rambam.
Wait, is there a Rambam over here?
Sorry.
Damn.
Fine. So on Purim, Purim is the nekuda that will be nimshach. So it's very interesting, right? What's similar to this? Just like when you get to Purim, the kol hamoedim asidim libatul chutz mi Purim. It says that Purim is going to have a maila even when Mashiach comes. Besides for Yom Kippur, which is similar to Purim. What other Yom Tov do we see a similar Indian? Mismach gula legula. What do you see by Pesach? Maskirin Yetzias Mitzrayim Kol Yemei Chayecha L'Havi L'Meis HaMashiach. Right? You remember many sichos, mamarim. It's very like a sich in Nun Beis. Shmois of Nun Beis. The Maskirin Yetzias Mitzrayim L'Meis HaMashiach. The L'Cheira Yetzias Mitzrayim is doch gar nicht. It's B'yachas L'Meis HaMashiach. L'Meis HaMashiach is this is Eskafia, this is Hapcha. Here it's Baruch Ha'am. And here it's Lebechi Pozin Teitseu. It's a much higher level. But no, there's a maila dafka to having the nekuda of there's a prepared word. The maila of having the skafia. The maila of the bir nefesh bahamis. The dafka happens in the life of Yetzias Mitzrayim that even in Yemois Mashiach that darga, that Indian will exist. So that's a farkerta. That is a lower level in Yemois Mashiach, but we still want that maila of iskafia. Here, the word we're saying is we're going to have the same gilui, the gilui of Yemois Mashiach, but it will come into our kelim. Fine, that's not nekuda. More the Maimer Seretzich Barich is the nekuda of the skalalos, yeah, the Yefas Toyar, Yefas Mare. So what's Toyar and Mare? Right in Sif, or is it Gimel? Gimel Dal, yeah. What's Toyar and Mare? Toyar is... What's the lashon there? Oh, here it is. Toyar is the Tmuna Seivarim, and Mare is the cluster pun. And Yefas Toyar and Yefas Mare comes from what? From Iskalalus. Where's the real Yoifi? What brings Yoifi? Pashtos. When there's different colors together, right? One plain color is not Yoifi. You see a nice painting, a portrait. You see it's the convergence of multiple colors and characters. Well, derech zeh in cluster panim, it's the same nekuda where there's a certain balance. It's the proper balance of different colors and different inyanim. So Yefas Toyar Yefas Mare Beruchnius is the skalus in mitzvah saseh, skalus in mitzvah lois saseh. It's Yudke and Vavke, etc., etc. There's a very geschmack sicha in Purim Tafshir Chai. So a few diyunim before Purim, what's more geschmack for bringing Purim Tafshir Design, Purim Tafshir Chai? It's one of the alte, one of the big debates. Yeah. So here in the Yisafis, there's a few k'toim from Purim Tavshin Chai. I can't get to other mamarim, but it didn't bring. I don't think it brought this nekuda. I believe the nekudas of Dvarim is moged, just like this is moged over here, and the Yisafis is the sichas, but it's very bekitzer. second. No, it's not here. So the Rebbe there speaks about the Nekuda, the Skalalos, the different that in Yiddishkeit there's multiple shittas, and in Chassidus there's multiple shittas. That in Yiddishkeit, so there's Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So Avraham is Chesed, and Yitzchak is Gvura, and Yaakov is Tiferes. It's Choilel. Therefore, it's Yaakov Asher Podes Avraham. The Chazal say that Avraham Avinu was saved from Kibshan Eish because of Yaakov. Yaakov sort of saved Avraham. Because Dafka Yaakov is the Avinu of Tiferes and Mitasi Shlema, so retroactively it helped the previous Avos. So in Yiddishkeit there's different shittas, and there's the Kavayim Tzoi of Yaakov. Then the Rebbe said also in Chassidus there's different shittas in Chassidus. There's the Kava Chesed in Chassidus. The Rebbe doesn't say which Kreisen. There's Chassidus or Kreisen that by them the Indian of Kava Chesed, and then there's the Kreisen that the Kava Gevurah, and then there's Shittas Chabad. The Shittas Chabad is Kava Imtzoi. Why is Shittas Chabad Kava Imtzoi? Because Kava Imtzoi is this achdus of multiple feelings, multiple emotions, multiple midas, which is not really shaykh on its own. Because there are people say there's Shittas Beis Hillel and Shittas Beis Shammai. Beis Hillel is Chesed, Beis Shammai is Gvura. So when so pretty much everything you do, even when you use other faculties, and even Beis Hillel, Beis Shammai, they're arguing in Moichin, they're arguing in the world of ideas. But everything is seen through a certain lens. You're a ish chesed, you're a ish gvura, it's a certain kav, and you're doing things inside that specific kav. Tiferes is the ability to be mechaber different kavim. How is that possible? How could a person, because we know that human beings, every person has a certain character, and my character gives me an atiyas in a certain direction. So where does it come from that a person has the ability to mechaber different emotions together? So that comes from Chabad. When a person goes with the Shittas Chabad, and Kod of Chabad is that it's not about what I feel. It's about was Moichin sagt. Right? Was sagt Moichin? Moichin is, what's the truth? Wie legt sich up der Indian mitzad the in. Now, we're talking about Moichin, obviously we're talking about the deeper Eifin in Moichin, because Beis Hillel Beis Shammai was also, they were arguing in Moichin. But at the end of the day, it's Moichin in the context of Midas, meaning you're coming with a certain tzir, and even your Moichin goes along with that tzir and sees it in a certain way. But in Shitas HaMoichin HaAmiti, the Nekuda is that you don't come with preconceived notions, and you don't come to the sugi or to an Indian with already with this legt sich up by mir. Nor for them wie the Indian darf sein, wie the emesis. So mitzad the Moichin of Chabad is to be Kava Imtzoi. Hamshich Lazes, the big part from Purim Tov Shenchai was noch Sach Mashke. That for him was Thursday night, Shabbos by day. The Rebbe asked Yelena Avremel to come into the Rebbe. Asked the Rebbe to bring for Ufra. The Rebbe said first they should come into the Rebbe's room. And the Rebbe spoke to him for 20 minutes, and the Rebbe told them, "There's bizin maimer gedenkich, noch maimer gedenkich nicht." Now, till the maimer is about 2.5 hours. The Fabregen is 9 hours. Yeah. So the Rebbe said most of the Fabregen. The Rebbe said, "You have to tell me what I said." They told the Rebbe a few different Indianer. The Rebbe said, "Yeah." So the one thing they told the Rebbe said, "Has it been gesagt?" Yeah. So the Chayre, that's what I said. I have to find the Makar. Find the Makar. So, but they're very stark. Huh? No, it's this I'm saying what Kavim Tzoy. No, it's mamish towards the end. It's very deep in the Fabregen. The first sichas is very bekitzer. The first sichas, and then the maimer, the long maimer. This whole idea of Timchei Tmimim, because that was one of the sichas of Timchei Tmimim. Shushan Purim. Besides for being Shushan Purim, it's the Siastos Timchei Tmimim in America. He's saying today is he said it's Shoshan Purim Kumteis. What? Oh, one of the big shilas of Purim. Yeah, one of the big shilas. When was talking this Yastus? In the Fabregen, the Rebbe says the Pashtos. That's this Yastus. Lidoch, it's Mevor. That was Yastus was by B'yoyim. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I tried to remember. Maybe it was the first day they learned Lepoil. Maybe they made a Chanukah Sabayis or something that day. Something happened. But the Rebbe, the Farbrengen, said that Shushan Purim, so it's Motzi Purim, the Farbrengen, right? That one's Farbrengen, Motzi Purim, so it's already deep into Shushan Purim. And the Rebbe said it's 18 years, this Yasas in America, everyone was here, but this Yasas shook it up and dance. Tafshin, you saying Nachmer, Tafshin was a Shana Muberes. You tell me? Mary, you can't test other edition, yeah? Huh?
I was remember hearing another edition.
You're not talking about Zayin? Yeah, test other edition. Since you come to Eba Zayda was a whole month. Night coming out, you can find anything. Was there? Go for service, okay. But anyway, so that speaks about the Shushan Purim. I guess maybe the Mudim start. I think the very exactly what happened there. And so now, now it's 85 years, yeah. 85 years. It's Yasas in America. It's in America. So the Rebbe said, that you have Yidden here around the table that they're Shittas Chabad, right? And but now they're not sending their kids. It was those years, a lot of people didn't send their kids to the Moistus. So the problem is that their kids are going in a different shitta. They're not going in the Kava Himtsoi. Mashiach would come and he's going to be on this Kava, give me another Kava. It's not too late. If you move over your kids, they should also go to Tirut Mimim. The Kud that Rebbe said there is that for Melchemes Beis David, only Chabad could do Melchemes Beis David. Why is called Yetz Melchemes Beis David? Why did Rebbe say that the Talmid Tirut Mimim? So with Pashtos, right, the famous Sikh, Yetz Melchemes Beis David, with Pashtos, Tirut Mimim Melchemes Beis David, because we speak about Mesiras Nefesh, and Milar and Chassidus. But here in the Sikh, there's a bit of a different Nekuda. Why are the Tmimim? What? Was a Shana Muberes, and he came. Other Huh? He came Other Sheni.
Where he was in Lakewood.
6 doesn't count.
No, I'm saying. Other Shani came and
yeah, it was a full month. The first Maimer was B'lai Lahu. It's an entire month. He didn't say Mamar. Huh? No, the first Maimer here in America is B'lai Lahu, I believe, yeah. Maimer Rishon, that every Chazer Kam Pamim, there's the Maimer in America. Say that we'll figure it out. But here, so here the Kudah says like this: that why are the Talmidei Atmimim? Why are the Bachim Tichitmim? Why are they the Melchemes Beis David? Because they're Kaveh Mitzvah. It's a bit of under Mahalach. Yeah, you look in the Sikh, the Rebbe Shmuel Seiden, you don't see that in the Kudah. That's the Rebbe's Hadgash on the Sikh. Because Chabad is Kaveh Mitzvah, the Kudah of the Moichin, the Skabrus HaMoichin Al Amidus. So mitzad that they have Iskalalus. Only in Iskalalus you could win Melchemes Beis David. Why? Because the war has many fronts. It's a multi-front war. You come with your kav, you come with your chesed, with your gvura, you can only deal, right, the chesed of Kedusha could deal with chesed of Klippa. Yishma. Gvura of Kedusha could deal with gvura of Klippa. But then the Lumazah comes in with their chesed, it comes in with their netzach, comes in with their inyan, and all of a sudden you fall apart. You don't have the kim to deal with such kind of nisyonis. The Nikud of Chabad is that it's a moichin-oriented battle and shitta. Mela, it's iskalos. So dafke iskalos to bring it all together. Then of the poil in the Maimer, he says there's something nachtifer. That this is the regular iskalos vasadetzich chassidus b'derech klal is iskalos in midis that comes from the moichin, right? And that's the iskalos that happens in mitzvah saseh. Vavke, right? Vavke is the midis. Vavke is the midis. Right? Yudke Vavke is chachma bina midis malchus. Vavke is the midis. The skalos that happens there is through moichin up to the skalos and midis. Right? How does someone manage their emotions? Yeah, through moichin. Right? If you just live in the world of feelings, you're going to be an emotional wreck. But when you bring moichin in, so you're able to masader it. You're able to have multiple midis. But then he speaks about a hechere daring in the skalos. That there's, it was towards the end of page 11. that there has to be a skalos betzim in moichin eichet. There should be a skalos in yudke. That's loisase, right? There has to be a skalos in mitzvahs essay. Mitzvahs loisase. If as toyar, if as mara. Mitzvahs essay, the koyach comes from the midis, and mitzvahs loisase, the koyach comes from moichin. So when we have to do a skalos in mitzvahs loisase, we're saying that even in something associated with moichin, we have to bring a skalos in moichin guf. So here we're talking about something much more edel. It has to be hamshacha from a higher makim, a higher place than moichin. That's hamshacha misherish u'makir hamidis shalamayla gami hamoichin v'shazah b'atika ochid b'talya. By day zeh nasis gam iskalos hamidis eifin ali yeser. What happens here? How does this iskalos work? Yeah, the regular iskalos of midis through moichin versteht lefierch. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Right, so when you're able to think, your feelings are able to calm down. You're able to manage it. When you're just in the world of emotions, it could be a mess. But that's the skalalos that helps mitzvahs essay. But mitzvahs or mitzvahs leisase, you have to bring a skalalos that's in moichin oichet. So what happens here? No, was sagst du? Everyone's very moichid, all of us. Shai ba'ara, sagst du. You saw the word in the Mimer, yeah? There has to be a skalos also in moich. I'm saying the Nakuda very, very bekitzer, then maybe I don't know. If well, what's the seder here? There's a seder in the beginning of the kibbutz. No. One second. So what does he have here? Hachish zelachem and kibbutz is till when?
Next 2 weeks.
Is both mamar?
No, 1 week for each Mimer.
Only for each mimer. I'm saying, but then Pesach, whatever you could do it. Kibbutz is chazach Pesach. Got it. Okay, maybe we'll get back to more pratius. The Nakuda Sadvarim is that just like moichin b'yachas to midis, right? Nakuda midis is yeshus. This is what I feel, and moichin is the truth. It's was der emes. So moichin creates the bittul that allows the skalos in midis. But b'dakus yoser, the same thing is moichin b'yachas l'mayla mitavadas, rotzin shalamayla mitavadas, midas shalamayla mitavadas. Moichin b'yachas to midis is taka bittul. But if you look at moichin on its own terms, so moichin is also wie ich verstehe. Right? There's already there's what I understand. Even a person will understand with bittul. At the end of the day, no two minds think alike. Right? Moichin also has a certain gather of mitzias. It's not bittul ha'amiti. Which is why in moichin also there's I can have conflicting ideas. So that's why someone, let's say in the world of bina, let's say bina b'yachas to chachma, before we go to nach hecher. In the world of bina, dafka a person has a lot of bina, can see multiple svaras, right? You can understand this way, you can understand that way. Right? You explain something memtes pamim tahor, memtes pamim tameh. In the world of moichin, right? So sometimes moichin itself can have the most conflict. Moichin v'yachas to midis, so moichin can come to midis and bring peace, right? Where the midis are an emotional wreck, and moichin comes and says, "Okay, it's on moichin." Whereas right now, either I love you or I hate you. Well, moichin could say, "Look, treat the guy with respect and understand the taki has concerns." We'll say that's milas, right? You're able to divide the situation and see the different parts of it. But then moichin itself, when you deal with moichin on its own terms, moichin itself could be a complete mess, right? Moichin could see things in a million different ways. Ultimately, you have to bring moichin. That's why moichin bin is on. You have to come to das, right? Das is where resolution comes. Where does das come from? Das comes from l'mayla mitavadas. in order for moichin to come to achlata, in order for moichin to have clarity, as much as clarity sounds like an intellectual pursuit, really clarity is anti-intellectual. Moichin on its own terms will just make you into a bigger mess. Das is associated with Ratzin. But I think I'll drop it there, and maybe next week we'll talk more about it, because it's a sugi of das, a Marmin Eter. I don't know, probably some of you have learned it. But yeah, we'll get back to that.